Irritable bowel syndrome. What's going on and how can I help? IBS, again, is a very nondescript label for I've got bloating, discomfort. Some people it may present more as constipation. Some people it may present as a looser bowel movement. Some people find that they fluctuate between the two. Now, there are all sorts of reasons why we can have irritable bowel. There can be in the brain-gut axis and the relationship between the microbiome and the nervous system. We know that there's a relationship, and if you throw one out, it's going to affect the other. And the challenge is always, well, which one do we treat? Well, sometimes we might need to look at both, because just because the roof tiles have fallen off because the foundations are wonky, well, if you put the roof tiles back on without addressing the foundations, they're probably going to fall off. But if you just address the foundations, the fact that the roof tiles fell off, you might now need to put them back on as well. So in that analogy, if we're going, well, what if the nervous system was part of the origins of that? How might the nervous system affect that? Well, in this autonomic nervous system, it's like the yin and yang, effectively, or in Western medicine we'd call it homeostasis. Yin, yang, balance, homeostasis, sympathetic, parasympathetic balance. I don't care what you call it. But that's in essence what we're looking at, is the balance that is constantly changing within the system. If we have a fear, fight, flight or a stress response, we will tend towards mobilizing our system to get away or protect itself, either in a deep shutdown or in some active state where we're in a sort of functional freeze type state. So sympathetic and parasympathetic govern the peristaltic movement within the bowel. So peristalsis is this sort of snake-like movement which moves things through the bowel. That is under the control of sympathetic and parasympathetic balance. If the balance gets thrown out, if we're saying don't need to worry about digesting food right now, we need to run away from this tiger that's chasing us, then we divert, we shut down the bowel, and we then divert the circulation and the energy to other parts of the body, the heart, the lungs, the legs, the muscles, and so on, to run away, fight, do whatever we need to do. And so a chronic stuck-on state, which is fine short-term, but in a chronic stuck-on state, that is going to have an impact on the organ, because if you're not supplying it with the right neurological tonal messages, if you're taking away and diverting some of the blood from there because you want it to do something else, then long-term, that's likely to affect the organ function. This is true for, frankly, I could put the same explanation in for almost all organs of the body, really. But it presents very heavily in the gut for various reasons. So dealing with that, what am I going to do about that? Well, I'm not going to give you an endoscope. I'm not going to give you a colonoscopy. I'm not going to do anything that a general surgeon might do. I'm not saying that that may not be necessary for some individuals. But certainly from my perspective, I help people on a daily basis to start to look at their nervous system, start to look at the balance, and to restore that normal homeostasis within their systems, and so restore normal organ function. Change what's going on in the messages from the nervous system and the hormonal system going down to the gut, and you will start to then restore normal function and balance. Of course, and this isn't my field, but we might liaise with other peers in that field, we might need to consider the gut microbiome. We might need to consider looking at the diet, and certainly that might be a topic of conversation. If the diet has been particularly poor, then simply trying to put a greater diversity of natural product into one's diet might form part of that, and there's a lot of evidence for that. And certainly we can liaise with other professionals in the dietetics field for that. But restoration of the normal homeostasis and the balance through the nervous system is my way, really, of trying to treat irritable bowel syndrome.
Hi, I'm Roger. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons.